let's go right ahead and get into this second segment where we focus on the Lakers being 3-0. This is the first time that they've been 3-0 since Kobe Bryant. And like I said in the first segment, one of the biggest reasons as to why they ended up being 3-0 is because of the peak performance and MVP caliber performance coming in from Anthony Davis. And also the fact that Darvin Ham is no longer their head coach. It is absolutely baffling just how good this Lakers team is without Darvin Ham as their coach. Just how much that they've been held back by Darvin Ham is criminal. It is absolutely ridiculous how often they've been held back. And it should also be noted, the Bucks aren't really doing much better now that they have Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham as their coaches. They've actually lost in 2 of the games that I expected them to win in. So clearly, Darvin Ham is a big problem and a coach that you just don't want on your team. It's it's almost apparent now. In fact, I can make the argument that it is apparent now because, again, the Lakers, they have not had such a successful start in a season since Kobe Bryant and in 2010. That was a very long time ago. And ever since they got JJ Redick as the coach, boom, here comes the success. Like, this immediately, like, I know I'm going to jump the gun on this, but LeBron, every single year that he started 2-0, has won not won a championship, but has made the finals. So I really don't I expect a very deep playoff run coming in from these Lakers this season with JJ Redick as their coach. Like, the effects are clear. I'm sure a lot of you guys thought I was overreacting. I am not. It is clear cut that this Lakers team is a much more different team than what they were last year. And LeBron James, in the most recent game against the Kings, ended with 32 points, 14 rebounds, and 10 assists. The oldest player to ever record a triple-double in NBA history. The oldest player to ever record a 30-point triple-double in NBA history. Not to mention, he ended up becoming the first player ever to score 15 plus points, get 5 plus rebounds, get 5 plus assists, and shoot 100% from the field in a quarter. And he did that in the fourth. The most important quarter in any basketball game. He did that in the fourth quarter. If that doesn't spell clutch, if that doesn't spell the greatest player on the history of basketball, then I don't know what does. You have to argue with a wall. Like, there is just absolutely no argument at this point. And last night in the fourth quarter, year 22, LeBron James, he ended the game scoring 16 points in 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Before this season, the highest scoring game in year 22 was 17 points by Vince Carter. So, I'm going to repeat that again. LeBron in the fourth quarter, year 22, 16 points in 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Before LeBron did that, the most points scored in the 22nd season of an NBA player was 17 points by Vince Carter. LeBron basically almost broke that record in 1 quarter of play. And it was barely even 1 quarter because, again, he scored those points in 2 minutes, almost 3. He is the greatest basketball player to ever exist. There is zero argument about that. Absolutely none. It also goes to show just how pitiful Darvin Ham was as the coach. Now, let's actually talk about the games themselves. So, the Phoenix Suns game, it ended up taking place on Friday. Now, the Lakers, they did not really have a good start in this game. The Phoenix Suns were up by, I want to say, around 15 points at around the first quarter, going into the second and late into the second. And it seemed like the Lakers were going to get their first loss, but JJ Redick had other plans about that. There was a timeout that was called when the team was on a run, and the Lakers slowly started to claw their way back up to the point where they ended up holding the lead going into the third. Actually, not going into the third, but going into the third. They ended up making the game rather close. And then in the next half, they outscored Phoenix 35-24. Now, Devin Booker did not really play well in this game, at least from what I've seen. He was rather inconsistent. He did end the game with 23 points, but he did shoot 9 for 21 from the field. So the Suns' shots, they really just weren't falling for them in this game. But despite this, the Suns still shot 45% from 3 as a team and 51% from the field as a team. So it's not like the Suns were really playing bad. It's just the Lakers, they were playing that much better. Anthony Davis, he ended the game with 35, 8, and 4, along with 2 blocks, and he also shot 11 for 18 from the field. Austin Reeves also played really well in this game. 26 points, 8 for 12 from the field, 5 for 7 from 3, while also recording 8 assists along with 4 rebounds. This team is dangerous. LeBron didn't really have as much of a dominant performance as you'd expect in this game. 21 points, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds. But he more than made up for it in the next game against the Kings. D'Lo was pitiful against the Suns, by the way. 5 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds. And he ended up going 1 for 6 from the field. He might be the X factor in this postseason and a big detriment in the postseason if he doesn't get it together. Now, against the Kings, LeBron and Anthony Davis, this was the LeBron and Anthony Davis caliber performance that I was expecting. And on top of that, they also had some significant help from the rest of the lineup and the rest of the rotation. Aside from LeBron and Anthony Davis scoring 30 points, Roy Hachimura ended up scoring 18, 9, and 3. Austin Reeves ended the game 16, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. D'Lo also ended with 16 points and recorded 5 assists along with 4 rebounds with that. Now, LeBron in this game, as I mentioned before, 32-point triple-double, the oldest player to ever record a triple-double, the oldest player to ever record a 30-point triple-double in the history of basketball. Like, what can't he do? What can't he do? He shot 12 for 22 from the field, which is just above 50%, and Anthony Davis ended the game shooting 10 for 15, super efficient, and also shot 10 for 13 from the line. Now, the rest of the Lakers, they were very, very solid. Again, the Lakers shot 41% from 3 and 52% from the field. This is also Anthony Davis's first ever win against Domantas Sabonis. And it's not like the Kings really played that bad in this matchup either. De'Aaron Fox ended the game with 28 points and 10 assists. DeRozan ended the game with 23 points and 3 assists. And Sabonis ended with a 29-point triple-double, 29 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists along with that as well. The problem was, again, the lack of three-pointers. Now, they did end up taking more three-pointers than the Lakers, but they did not end up making more Actually, no, they did make more three-pointers than the Lakers. Excuse me. So, the big issue in this game, at least from the key takeaway that I got, is they were more or less the same. It's just towards the end of the game and towards the final minutes of this game, the Lakers ended up hitting more field goals than the Kings than what they needed to. But again, this all stems back to the three-point shooting, in my opinion. While they did shoot well as a team, individually they did not really shoot that well. I mean, De'Aaron Fox went 3 for 10 from 3. Malik Monk, 2 for 7 from 3. Keegan Murray, 2 for 7 from 3 as well. Trey Lyles, 1 of 6 from 3. And DeMar DeRozan only took 3 three-pointers. Of course, it's DeMar. What do we expect? And again, this Kings team is 0-2 to start this season. So this might be really bad for the Kings going into the future. But that's all that I really have to say about the Lakers, and that's the big recap that we have with the Lakers. So now we're going to go ahead and recap the rest of the games that happened on Friday and talk about how accurate my predictions were. So I'll be right back after this short break.
Looking for your daily fix of sports talk without having to pay for it? GSMC Sports Network is available on YouTube. Just search GSMC Sports Network. Get your fix of daily sports talk shows on YouTube, absolutely free. NFL, college football, NBA, MLB, MMA, UFC, fantasy football, and so much more. GSMC Sports Network has shows running all day long, with new sports shows starting every 2 hours. Just like on your favorite cable sports channel, except GSMC Sports Network is absolutely free. Just search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube to catch one of your new favorite shows, like the GSMC College Football Podcast, Chip Shot Football Podcast, Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, GSMC Basketball Podcast, and so many more. Check it out for yourself. GSMC Sports Network, now available on YouTube absolutely free. Search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube right now.